really easy to kind of quickly jump into the footage and cameras that you need all within a couple clicks. Jumping into this main camera right here, one of the aspects of Verkada that's really, really important for us is making sure that not only are you able to get the footage you need, but you can get it fast, you can find it fast, and you can save it fast. Looking at our right here, you can actually notice that all the actual people who walk by this camera are logged in where they're going, who is actually an individual, and we make it really, really easy to kind of search based on that, where we might actually be able to find the person that we're looking for. For example, if someone maybe came into an area in the back room of a club that maybe they shouldn't have, and we just want to know, hey, when did that event happen? I can draw a line just like this. And every time someone crosses that space, I can go and get really, really quickly able to pull that footage and actually watch that event happen. You'll notice right here as well, all of the footage that we have is all continuous from front to back. These aren't motion-based cameras. One thing that's really powerful about Verkada is we have no NVRs. That means all that footage is actually being done on the camera itself, which means if you add 2, 3 more, every single camera is going to have the same amount of footage as day one.
Eric, what is it? What is the difference between when you said motion activated cameras versus how Verkada does it?
Yeah, motion activated cameras, in order to kind of save a lot on their storage space, what they'll often do is they'll cut out footage and only start recording when maybe a specific amount of motion happens. What's tricky about that is whenever you're trying to pull that footage after the fact, it can get really tough to find, hey, here's when actually the clip started versus when it ended, and you'll often kind of be missing some details. With Verkada, though, all of that footage from front to back, even when no one's in the frame, is perfectly recording and I can pull it up whenever I need. We even make it really helpful for you by providing these little blue bars here at the bottom where you kind of quickly skip and jump to whenever there was something important that happened on screen. In addition to that, one thing that's very powerful is we can actually create archives based on all this footage. So, hey, this clip happened. I want to save a picture of this for next time. Archiving can allow you to store that footage indefinitely until the next time that you might need it.
And it's really easy to share out.
Exactly. You can save that with just a link, a phone number, or even just invite someone within the org. They can get quick access to it within a matter of seconds. What's also very powerful about our cameras is we actually do analytics on the camera itself, which means that as people kind of walk past our camera, they're actually recorded by our cameras, and we do something really cool with face detection. As you can see right here, I paused the actual screen, and the camera actually located all the people that are in the frame. If I actually just click on this one person right here, it'll not only show me what times this person's come across this camera, but across all our cameras at all of our sites. So I can really quickly jump back to wherever I might need to pull up that footage, and if I need to go and do it for a little bit of investigation. This can be really helpful if you have maybe someone who's caused trouble at the club before, or even if you want to go and provide a little bit of extra kind of reassurance to someone who maybe is a really important customer by knowing where they might have gone, that their interests are, or even be alerted if they've actually come onto the site. If I wanted to save this person to kind of keep in log for future use, I can hit this button right here, and it's going to make them a person of interest. Persons of interest are basically people that we've identified to Verkada that we just want to go and be alerted when they actually come onto the site. I can go and name this person, hey, really important customer, add them to a list, and click on create, just like that. And now every time this person would actually come across the property, I can go get alerted and I can quickly search through all our instances to when else I might be a good time to maybe just say hi that they've come onto our club before. In addition to that, one thing that's very powerful across all our cameras is if we ever wanted to do any other types of analytics, whether that be line crossing to know when people actually go into our facility, or even if we want to go and track what is our most popular days. That's all stuff that can be done just purely based on the camera with no extra licensing or anything else required. All of it's bundled into one complete package.
So if I wanted to know how many people were going in and out of the gym at the club on a daily basis, this is a way I could potentially find that information.
Exactly. And all you need to do is quickly draw a line on that area. And every time someone goes cross paths, Verkada will record that instance for you and be able to save it. And you can really quickly locate, hey, how many people are we actually surfacing each day? Or even what's the times of the day that we are the most popular? What that makes you excellent for is any staffing decisions or just knowing where best we can go and allocate our resources on certain times. And in addition to that, as you see, we can do a lot of pretty advanced analytics when it comes to the person side. We also have the same type of features for vehicles. If you have large parking lots where you want to say, hey, I want to know when certain cars come a specific area, we're able to do all of the same type of analytics on cars, as well as, in particular, license plate detections. What's awesome about that is that our license plate detection is pretty advanced because it integrates with the rest of our platform so that, hey, if this car drives up, you already know that your top customer is driving onto your property. There, you can go and get an alert to say, hey, we should go outside and greet them, make sure that they're doing all right. All of the analytics you saw today, person detection, line crossing, are all stuff that we can actually set up proactively as well. So if you even have certain areas where you just want to keep a tab on, maybe people come by after the club, just hang out in the parking lot when they really shouldn't, you can go and get those types of alerts proactively instead of reactively, allowing you to not only make sure that you're getting the best experience for your customer, but also being proactive in your building security and knowing what's going on without having to watch the cameras all the time.
What does that alert process look like? Is it
Yeah.
mobile phone and email, or what is it? What does it look
Yeah,
like in person?
let's set up one right now. I'm going to take this loitering alert. So I'll take this one camera right here in front. Actually, I've already set up the specific area for it. So I can select what type of loitering I want. For this case, I want people. When I go and click on the setup one camera, you'll already see you can draw onto the map of where specifically we want to go and be notified when people come across. In this case, it's going to be kind of our main bench area, and if people are hanging out on the sidewalk, I can click on done. And under recipients, I can go and select how I would like to be received those notifications, whether that be by email, whether that be by mobile app, Teams, Slack, whatever in particular. What's really helpful about that too means that you can go and just get either a text message or a notification on your command app and can kind of quickly respond. And it can only be during the times when maybe you might need it most. Maybe that's just Saturday or Sundays or after hours as well. In addition, if you ever really wanted to go and get really advanced with your search, you can do that viewing just the straight search bar. I can go and click on this and say, hey, maybe I want to be notified every time a person holding a package comes across our site. And just using our AI search, we're able to search really, really quickly across all of our cameras and be notified, hey, when anyone is coming across the package and come across our camera, I want to be able to go and get alerted on and actually respond to it. What's helpful about that is that now we can just use raw language to actually be able to quickly search through our footage and respond back to whenever we need. So lots of opportunities to really quickly speed up your search process and make it pretty easy to kind of locate the footage you need fast. Cool. Any other questions before we jump into camera or jump into access control?
No questions have come up so far, but I think if we jump into access and we can go over some of the features of that.
Let's do it.
Feel free while we're speaking. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat, and we'll handle them as they come up.
Yeah, absolutely. Within access control, similar philosophy kind of comes across. Not only, as you'll notice, if I ever need to go to any of my sites, whether that be the same building or multiple, really, really quickly, easy to jump through. I, of course, am not in San Mateo today, but I can go and actually unlock all the doors that I might need for a certain facility, even if I'm not on site. I jump into this front door right here, you'll notice the first thing we like to do within Verkada is actually pair video footage to doors. So these two cameras are actually paired with this door right here, so that as events happen, whether that be a key card unlock, a door opened, any type of event in particular, we make it really, really easy to kind of see that footage happen live so that we can go and ensure that, hey, maybe it's only our club members who are using the key cards that we've delegated. In addition, if you ever want to track certain types of tailgating in particular, that's when one person badges but two people walk through. Verkada has the ability to actually use our cameras in conjunction with our access control to go and log, hey, we see one badge swipe, but this badge swipe led to two people walking through. And that's only something you can do when you integrate access control and cameras as tightly as we do. So maybe a member opened a door, but maybe someone else actually came in behind them. They might have just forgot to badge swipe, but it's helpful to know in case you ever need to go and do an investigation. In addition, if I ever want to unlock this door, even when I'm not on site, maybe someone forgot their card, really, really easy to just click this unlock button and kind of remotely unlock it from whenever you might need. If you also ever want to leave a door open permanently, we support overriding certain schedules. Even for certain holidays, you can go and unlock specific doors to make sure that your event space is open however you need. In addition, we support a couple variety of credentials. So, of course, key cards, fobs, even license plates if you have any gates, so that when people drive up, they can actually open the door just based on that license plate camera we saw earlier. But what I personally I think you should do is Bluetooth unlock. All of your phones can actually download the Verkada app, and as people come up to the facility, all they need to do is tap on with their phone. They can get freely let in. People will forget key cards. People will forget fobs. People are not going to forget their phones. So really, really easy to just use that as a way to kind of quickly access whatever doors you might need. We, of course, also support NFC unlock. So that's your Google and Apple Wallet. So if you want to even come in with just your Apple Watch, kind of can quickly tap on that reader and walk through the door.
So Derek, in the past, I've had conversations where the club may be hosting an event where non-members are joining or there's public there temporarily. How is that situation handled, and how can you maintain security in that type of environment?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what's one thing that's really important in those type of facilities is just making sure that one, we can understand which areas we want to temporarily unlock, or if we want to give out temporary credentials, what that process is like. One thing that we also very much support is the ability to actually do key codes. So that is pressing a couple of characters in a certain pattern to kind of get you through a door, which is something that we have our own readers that do that allow you to kind of quickly designate, hey, I want to give this visitor temporary access. They can go and use this key code to get wherever they might need. And in particular, making sure that, hey, if I want to go and quickly set a door to be unlocked at a certain time frame, we can really quickly do so by just saying, hey, I'd like to go and make sure that this front door, instead of access controlled, remains unlocked for whichever amount of time. So definitely a couple key solutions there in order to make sure that one, only the areas that you need to be unlocked are unlocked, or if certain areas that we want to remain still access controlled, you can quickly give out whatever type of credential they might need to get into those spaces. In addition, if you ever need to pull a report of who's in your building, or most importantly, if you ever need to have any type of fire or evacuation, roll call becomes really, really critical because you can actually use roll call to designate, hey, these are the people who are in this building. We need to make sure that everyone is marked safe. Running a roll call will actually pull all the people that have recently logged in, and you can go and individually mark anyone who might be in part of the facility as safe, giving you not only an understanding of who's accessed your building, but who should we kind of be in the look for if there's any type of evacuation. So kind of also in placing that, of course, that safety first mentality when we're looking at any type of evacuations that might need to occur. Excellent. Any other questions on the access control side or anything in particular?
I think it'd be a good idea to go into a couple of use cases where the cameras might be involved. Um, so I've seen not just for security, but it's an awareness tool being used. And so maybe in the dining areas where people are coming in and there's different ways to view the cameras. So uh, someone managing the kitchen area may want to have visibility of the parking lot or the seating areas where they can see a rush coming or a large group of people and can start to prepare for that. So
Yeah.
other than the web as you're using it now, what are some other ways that the kitchen staff or managers could see what's going on within the facility?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the most kind of critical ways that we also use, in addition to, of course, Command, the mobile app as well, is one thing we also have is a viewing station. It looks very similar to this. What you'll notice, of course, is it allows you to take a look at the raw camera feeds. But if you notice in the bottom left there, it actually has a smart tile. And what that means is it'll actually call out specific events as they come, whether that be access control or, hey, there's a big jump of motion in this area. I want to go and direct your attention there. What makes that really, really helpful is not only are you able to see the camera footage, but Verkada will actually call out, hey, this area in particular is probably pretty important and raise it to your attention. So really, really easy to actually go and kind of respond to events as they happen on top of the footage that you're already kind of being able to view whenever you might need. One thing I've also seen in those particular areas as well is if there's a large influx amount of people, one thing Verkada can do pretty well is under our alerts platform we talked about earlier, you can actually set up crowd detection. So if there's actually a huge jump of people, maybe 10 people showed up for their dinner reservation, your line code can go and get notified of that right onto that same screen that we saw earlier. So really, really easy to kind of respond to whichever type of alert that comes up.
I think one other thing to touch on is let's say someone provides me a picture of someone I'd like to be notified, if they're seen on the cameras at some point in the future, right? I don't have them on my camera system, but I have a picture of them and I want to make them a person of interest.
Yeah, same kind of methodology we talked about earlier. Under this people tab, you can not only see, of course, all the people across all of our sites, but if you ever wanted to search for a person in particular, you can just upload an actual photo just by themselves. So if you have any membership photos, maybe, really, really easy. What I've seen is that people usually use this person list to kind of designate kind of valuable customers that they want to keep a track on. And all you have to do is select under that person of interest, create a new one by either uploading a photo or using that existing one. And if you upload a photo, all you have to do is just take any type of photo, JPEG, PNG, can quickly upload that, and then I'll record it in their system, even if Verkada's never seen them before.
And I've set that up where I'm wearing a hat, I'm wearing sunglasses, and it's still really good at detecting when I'm coming into my lab environment and notifying me via one of the methods I've set up for testing.
Exactly. It's really, really handy, especially if you just want to keep a tab on just important customers that are important to you and your facility. It also can be something that's easily distributed among all of your staff so they can know, hey, this top level executive is actually in the building. We should probably go greet them. Excellent. Any
Great.
other things I can kind of dive into?
I think that covers the majority of the topics. I think we have one more. Let's see. Let's talk about the last thing was the impact on the network that the cameras may have. So this is not a visual statistic, but I think it's important to know, hey, I'm going to put 15 cameras. Maybe my network is not all that I want it to be. What kind of requirements are needed to actually support a system like this?
No, that's an excellent question. one thing that's really powerful about Verkada is we like to say we're hybrid cloud, which means that you're not going to need any more servers, no more NVRs. You just need to plug in the camera. And what that means is that ultimately these cameras are pretty bandwidth friendly because they're not actually going to be tossing their footage anywhere else except to actually on the device itself. I think our kilobits, like 15 to 20 kilobits per second, is usually kind of at rest. So really, really handy to kind of not only be able to go easily onto your network, but not even be noticed that's actually there. Um, so very bandwidth friendly, as well as being able to have one of the most important values about our product. In addition to Usherwood, we also have support as well. It's really, really quick and easy to access. Our support time is like under 30 seconds, and almost all of our products have a 10-year product warranty on top of it. So making sure that we kind of both set up in your building for a long period of time.
That's great. So the cameras are perfect for possibly a low bandwidth environment. Let's say it's a maintenance shed or someplace that's a little further away. It's being able to capture the high value equipment that might be someplace, but maybe it's a little farther away. So low bandwidth, there's no NVR or DVR required to support this type of a system. And it gives you the flexibility to really expand as you need to.
Exactly. Ultimately, what everyone, in my opinion, kind of grows their Verkada system themselves, and they slowly kind of grow. Hey, we need a bullet camera here. Now we need to start doing license plates. So ultimately, the system that you build is one that you put together really piecemeal into what you envision as your full system.
So there's a variety of products that are involved, and I've been working with these for many years. I think us working together and being able to dig into the specifics of the site, go over the details, how you want to use the cameras, what your goals are, where you're trying to control access to. I think those are a lot of things that I can assist with from an Usherwood perspective. And I think we're going to throw up a slide here at the very end with a link to be able to get a hold of us and kind of go through some of the stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so there's the QR codes. One is going to provide some feedback for us, which would be great. And the other one is a way to contact, myself and the team that we have here at Usherwood to get some more information and maybe do a little bit of deeper dive so that we can show you something specific that maybe wasn't covered today.